The story begins with a flashback, which shows that young Wakana dearly loved his grandpa's profession, which was creating hyena dolls. Wakana, blown away by the beauty and grace of the creations, wanted to follow in his grandfather's footsteps. However, when one of his young friends discovered he liked dolls, she exploded in indignation. How dare he do something clearly meant for little girls? She screamed that she hated him and stormed off. He made no new friends after that. In the present, Wakana wakes up from the noise of his phone alarm and says good morning to the head of the doll that inspired him to pursue doll crafting. Heading downstairs, Wakana says good morning to his grandfather and prays to the altar of his parents and grandmother. As breakfast is prepared, Wakana talks with his grandfather about his burdening himself with his work late at night, to which Wakana brushes off. Noting that Wakana doesn't have much talent for creating doll faces, but the costumes he creates are excellent. The conversation then changes to whether Wakana has any friends, to which Wakana blurts out that he does, they're just all busy with their own things. Afterward, Wakana heads to school and, in an inner monologue, admits that even in high school he doesn't have any friends. The cause for this is mainly due to his obsession with hyena dolls, as it's not a common interest with his peers. As Wakana laments over his shortcomings, Marin flies backward on his desk, banging her head on it. Apologizing for the incident, Marin notices some black ink on his left arm, figuring it's a cut of the sort. Flustered, Wakana responds that it's fine despite it not being so. However, Marin understands and leaves. Wakana then cogitates about the ink on his arm and notes his envy of Marin, how a lot of personality quirks that she has. At the front of the room, Noah tells her friends about an incident involving her and Marin. Apparently, the two got their hair done the day before, and when a guy tried to hit on Marin, he disparaged her charms as lame. So Marin retorted that he was lame and left the salon, leaving the man despondent. In her defense, Marin claims that the man interpreted her as something she was not and that he shouldn't judge her for her interests. Hearing this strikes a chord with Wakana, who overhears their conversation and thinks that even though she's in a separate world from his, they have a commonality between them. After school, Wakana stays behind to put the chairs on their desks and is soon joined by Marin, who helps him because she has cleaning duty that week. Curious to know why he's there, Marin asks if Wakana was pressured to work there, and he reluctantly admits that he was. It was his being told that he's so reliable that he agrees to do it. Marin argues that they don't think he's reliable. They think it's easy for them to exploit him to do menial labor. She follows up by saying he should stand up for himself more and continues working. That night at his home, Wakana cuts his hand, and as his grandfather gets a band-aid for him, he recalls what Marin said to him earlier that day. He then realizes that the sewing machine he was using was broken. Wakana tells his grandfather, who returns with a band-aid, about this, and he says that they'll need to get a new one. Sad that he doesn't have a sewing machine to use, Wakana has an epiphany to use the one at his school. The following day, Wakana uses the sewing machine in the sewing practice room and is impressed by how easy it is to use. While he's enamored by his doll's head, Marin abruptly enters the room, causing an awkward pregnant pause between the two. Amid this, Wakana nearly drops his doll's head and talks with it, only to realize that Marin not only saw, but also heard him and glares at him. Believing it's all over for him, on the contrary, Marin loves the fact that he can use a sewing machine. Not only that, but Marin compliments the hyena doll head that Wakana carries around, which internally elates him. When asked by Marin if he made it, Wakana answers that his grandfather made it and that he's only good with costumes. Hearing this, Marin starts to strip out of her clothes and has him see her wearing the black outfit she's been making. Shown an example of what she was trying to copy, Wakana speaks unintentionally curtly by reviewing the outfit, hurting Marin's feelings. Prostrating himself to Marin, she forgives him and claims that she made her outfit as a form of cosplay of a character named Shizuku-tan. Because she doesn't have a sewing machine at home and her skill with sewing is lacking, she begs Wakana to create her outfit for her, moved by not only her compliment from earlier, but also everything that he recalled that she said that resonated with him. Wakana agrees to help Marin, but admits he's never made clothing for a human before. This makes Marin overjoyed and offers to help as best as she can, and also divulges the character's backstory, which irks Wakana. Wakana confesses to Marin that he's never heard of the dating sim Slippery Girls 2, so Marin gives him a rundown about the series. As Marin explains the series to Wakana, he's off-put by all of the mature details involved in the game's plot and mechanics. Internally, Wakana is at a loss as he's unable to comprehend what Marin is trying to elaborate to him. Figuring that this is just some joke of the sort, Wakana comes to realize that Marin is completely serious about the game's info. Back to Marin, she goes on to explain her fascination with the character she hopes to cosplay as Shizuka-tan. When Marin asks if Wakana understands her, Wakana internally responds that he doesn't have the slightest clue. He does come to realize that when Marin talks about something she likes, it looks like she's generally having fun. Once Marin's explanation is over, Wakana asks the question if the Slippery Girls 2 is an Eero game. Marin confirms that it is, and Wakana then asks if the game is age-restricted, but to that question, Marin plays dumb. He next asks why she likes a game centered towards a male audience, but Marin claims that lots of females do, and that gender doesn't matter if you really like something. The phrase Marin uses triggers a bad old memory from Wakana's past, and instead of being downtrodden by it, he agrees with Marin. To help Wakana with his project, Marin pulls out a beginner's guide to cosplaying outfit making. They refrain from starting anything like getting necessary supplies and measurements as it's getting late. At home, Wakana's grandfather Kaoru notes his surprise to see how early he's in bed and that he won't be opening the shop the next day to purchase a new sewing machine. Looking over the book again, Wakana is surprised by a certain thing that he found in the book. The following morning, Marin visits Wakana's place, and after giving him a cheesecake offering, she barges in and heads straight for Wakana's room. As Marin is interested in the brushes he uses for his dolls, Wakana suffers an anxiety attack because a girl is in his room. Regaining his composure, Marin snaps him out of his trance and asks if he wants to start working. Marin wants to start with the measurements. However, Wakana wants someone else to help her with that, as she'll need to be in her underpants for that. Thinking ahead, Marin reveals that she wore a two-piece bikini for the occasion. Still, however, Wakana is unnerved by Marin's appearance and is irked when she touches him. From there, Wakana motivates himself to measure Marin but gets startled by her appearance. While she's turned around, Wakana asks her if she feels uncomfortable only wearing her swimsuit, to which she responds that she's not and cares only for the cosplay costume. Slapping his face really hard with both of his hands, Wakana motivates himself to finally start the measurements. Once they're completed, Marin asks about the shoes she can wear, as most of the ones she tries to wear hurt her feet. To that point, Wakana surmises the circumference of her feet must be the problem and tries to get a chair to take her foot measurements, but Marin insists she sit on his futon instead. Despite protests against it, Wakana succumbs to Marin's whims and takes her measurements from there. The next thing that they measure is Marin's bust, which leads to an awkward moment for Wakana. Once that is complete, Marin suggests they measure her inseam and bust point. Again, Wakana flatly rejects doing it, and after another awkward moment for Wakana, Marin proposes that she'll do it herself. The results of the measurements have Wakana shocked out of his mind for no apparent reason. Jotting down the last measurement, Wakana prepares to do the last measurement, and during it, Wakana notices that Marin is blushing and figures she's too hot, so Wakana leaves to turn on the AC. By the end of the day, all of the measurements have been taken, and Wakana asks Marin for references for the character outfit that she wants. So, Marin gives Wakana both games as a reference and is flustered when he sees her not fully dressed in her old outfit. Later that night, Kaoru catches Wakana playing one of the games and chalks it up to being at that age, but is shocked by the fact that he's taking notes. For the next episode, check the link in the description. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel.